So you see her, she's stunning, and something about her energy pulls you in. But then your body freezes, your mind starts racing, you start thinking, what do I say? What if she thinks I'm weird? What if I go over it? It's really awkward. I know, approaching can be really hard, and I've heard from so many of the men that I've worked with and known over the years that it's one of the most intimidating things that you can do. But approaching a woman isn't just about confidence, it's also about connection. And the way that you approach her is either going to make her feel safe and seen and curious, or it will make her shut down instantly. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can approach a woman with calm confidence, create natural connection, and start a conversation that doesn't feel forced or creepy, but real and grounded. So let's break it down step by step. So you feel confident with business, the drive, the ambition, but when it comes to women, you feel like you're fumbling around in the dark. Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm a love and confidence coach, and I specialize in helping men just like yourself to overcome self-doubt, overthinking, and a fear of rejection so that you can really step into your power and become the confident, high-value man that gets the girl. That sounds like something you're interested in, then do be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notifications for all of the future videos that will be coming out. And if you find this video useful, give it a thumbs up, let the algorithm know so that we can share this content with other men just like yourself who are looking to learn and grow in this area. Okay, so let's get into it. Cold approaching. This is something that a lot of you guys have commented and asked for, so I'm happy to finally be bringing you a video on this topic. So the first step starts all before you say a single word to her. Eye contact, body language, and distance. These are your 3 silent tools, and they say everything all before you open your mouth. So let's say that you see a woman walking past you and maybe she briefly looks over at you. The important thing in this moment is to not look away like you've been caught. That reaction just screams insecurity, and it's also going to make her feel like she shouldn't look at you again. Instead, breathe, hold gentle eye contact, give a soft smile, and if you feel like it, you can even give a gentle acknowledging head nod. Show her that you are present and grounded, and that you're not afraid for her to see you and for you to see her. And if she looks back and holds that glance, even for a second, then that is your green light to make a move. Now, even if she hasn't seen you and you've seen her and you still want to approach, your distance here is going to be really important. So, okay, whether she's walking down the street or she's sitting somewhere and you want to cold approach her, big mistake that a lot of guys make is jumping in front of her or invading her space. That's a surefire way to put her on edge and make her feel a little bit unsafe and bombarded. The ideal is that you can find an opportunity for her to see that you're coming towards her and approaching at a pace that's not too intense or too fast, but is just slow and intentional and present, making eye contact, smiling at her as you walk towards her, but perhaps coming from the side, or if you're kind of front on, doing it slowly and giving it a little bit of a slower pace and not just coming straight up into her space with loads of speed and pace, but instead giving her time to process the fact that you are going to come and talk to her. If she's sitting at a cafe or a park bench or wherever, it's important not to lean in like you're closing a business deal. Approach from the side or at a respectful distance. Allow your body language to be open and relaxed. You're not chasing, you are inviting an opportunity to connect. And that's an important reframe to keep coming back to throughout this process. Because look, women and men both get nervous when an approach is happening. As the approached and as the approacher, it's a pretty nerve-wracking experience, especially if you find someone attractive, right? Women are very perceptive. If you're nervous or tense or in your head, or you're kind of rushing to get to the point when it comes to the approach, she's going to really feel that. So take a breath, shake it off, and focus on being really grounded in your body. Sometimes it can help to really connect with the sensation of the ground under your feet and try to breathe the energy from the ground up into your feet in a hypothetical visual kind of sense, and just imagine yourself really anchoring into this moment rather than getting in your head, stressing out about all of the things that could go wrong, all the things that you could say, and getting to the point of the objective of getting her number. Instead, just try and be grounded in this moment, just seeing if there is a connection there in the first place. Trust me, she's going to respond much better to a man who is grounded and present and intentional than someone who's rushing and feeling all over the place and nervous. Now it comes to the question, when you are actually in front of her and you've approached, what do you actually say, right? My biggest advice here is just to keep it simple. really keep it simple. You don't need a clever, cheesy line or this very crafted pickup art kind of game. The truth is, it feels really uncomfortable as a woman when a man approaches you and it just feels like he's been rehearsing. It doesn't feel authentic and it feels very forced. And that also, as a woman, because we can sense that, it makes us kind of go into this performative state where we don't really know how to relax and be present as well. I don't know if you've ever seen stand-up comedy or like an amateur's gig, but sometimes when you go to like stand-up amateur comedy, you can really feel the difference between people who are just flowing and they're naturally funny. Maybe they have rehearsed the jokes, but they're delivering it in a way that feels very conversational and very natural, versus somebody who's like really nervous and they've just memorized the lines and they're trying to say something from a very rigid structure. It feels very uncomfortable to listen to that person. If you're building an authentic human-to-human moment of connection, but one of you is coming to it with this very performative behavior, that's instantly just going to feel really uncomfortable. So my recommendation is just to acknowledge her. You can be spontaneous in the moment. You can comment on something that she's wearing or something that she's doing. Maybe she's reading a book or she's sketching or she's, I don't know, doing some kind of activity with playing with her dog. There's so many things that could be happening. I don't know what context you're going to be approaching, but there's going to be something that she's wearing or doing that you could maybe comment on, or something that might be happening in the area around you. Just be real about the kind of thing that you would actually say. If she's wearing a cool denim jacket, you can literally just go over to her and say, wow, your denim jacket is a vibe. That looks really cool on you. If that's the kind of thing that you would say. Maybe you go over to her and you say, hey, is this your go-to walking spot? Seems like the whole city's here today. If it feels right in the moment and it's something that actually flows from you naturally. You can even just say something as simple as, hey, I saw you walking by and I wanted to say hi. You seem like a cool girl. How are you? If you find yourself in a casual setting, like a cafe, or maybe you're waiting in line for a coffee or a drink somewhere, you can just make an observational comment and break the conversation barrier that way. You can ask her what kind of muffin she's gonna get, or ask her opinion about the best coffee or the best drink on the menu. If you're someone who's kind of a humorous person, you like to make jokes and you want to bring that energy into the interaction and show who you are, then maybe you make a joke about really being excited to get your caffeine fix for the day. Starting a conversation from a place that feels natural and casual, and it's bringing your personal energy across, engaging with her on a human-to-human level and breaking that conversation barrier in a way that doesn't feel like a really rehearsed, memorized line, but more of an authentic, in-the-moment conversation. And once you start that first opening line with, honestly, anything simple, then boom, you're in conversation, you're talking to her. Now the next step is dealing with however she responds, right? She's usually going to respond in one of four ways. 1, she smiles and she lights up. That's a great sign. 2, she says hi back. That's also a green light and an opportunity to just start a conversation. 3, she ignores you. No problem. That is her boundary, so respect it. She's not interested, and so there's nothing to prove because she's clearly not your person. If you've come across with an authentic, calm energy and she hasn't responded and she's just ignored you, then she's clearly communicating that she, as an individual, is not feeling open to connecting. And that's no reflection on you as a person. That's just a reflection of the state that she's in right now. Perhaps she has a boyfriend, perhaps she's just not interested, maybe she's in a bad mood. There are millions of reasons why a woman might ignore you when you go and approach her. All that's in your control is the fact that you've tried. And every rejection is an opportunity to get more comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's an opportunity for you to get used to the idea of rejection and not build it up as such a huge thing in your head. So you can allow yourself the space to actually get better at approaching people, to get better at facing rejection. Because the worst that can happen is just they ignore you or they tell you that they're not interested, right? And that builds resilience, that builds a thicker skin in you to be able to approach more effectively in the future and not be as nervous. And the fourth thing that can happen is that she's unsure or she's distracted. Maybe she didn't hear you. You can always try again once to say hello, how are you? Like nothing crazy. Try it calmly and respectfully. And if she seems like she's just really not able to engage, or maybe she even gets rude because she's distracted doing something else, then once again, she's showing you a clear signal that she's probably not your person, she's not interested, and just give yourself a pat on the back for the fact that you've actually gone over and you've tried to connect. That's really all that's in your control in this situation, is your effort and your intention to try and to come at it with a calm, grounded, respectful, and authentic energy. That is all you can do. And if you follow those steps, then if a woman responds positively, great, that's your kind of girl. And if she doesn't, it's not a reflection of you. That's a reflection of your compatibility and where she's at right now in that moment. All I can say to you is just never chase. If she's not giving you openness and receptivity, then move on. You are not here to prove yourself. You are here to create an opportunity for an authentic connection to happen. It takes two people to build a connection and to have a positive interaction. All you can do is make that first step, and it's up to her to follow if she wants to. Okay, so the next part is moving from conversation to connection. During the conversation, when you are connecting with her, don't worry too much about the idea of it being awkward or running out of things to say. If in doubt, be interested. That's the greatest advice that I can give you when you're connecting with her. Just be interested, be curious. Don't be firing off 21 questions, just constantly asking question back to back, but just be really curious to discover, who is she as a person? What are her interests? What is she excited about in her life right now? What is she doing right now in this moment? Try and ask questions that really provoke meaningful conversation to happen and help you to just get a feel of the kind of woman that she is and what her interests might be, and see if you can find common ground. From the answer that she gives you to any question that you may choose to ask, the important thing for you is to follow the threads of what she's saying and pay attention to where her eyes light up and her voice sounds kind of excited about what she's sharing with you, and use that as an opportunity to then start building conversation from there. Maybe you ask her more questions, or you comment on something that she shared with you and you build on it by sharing some of your own knowledge or your own experience. Be interested. That's one of the biggest ways that you can master conversation, is just being really curious and interested in people. So if you've exchanged a few sentences, she's feeling pretty receptive, the vibe is pretty good, you can continue enjoying the conversation for a little bit and connecting over mutual interests. And when the moment feels right, without it being too much time, you can say something like, "This has been such a fun conversation and I would love to continue it. We should grab a coffee sometime." Just make it casual and grounded and remove having too much attachment to the outcome. And if you want to grab her number so you can organize the date, and she seems receptive to the idea of getting coffee and getting to know each other some more, then you can say something like, "Okay, cool, well, I need to head off, but let me grab your number." And if you want to bring those two parts together and let her know that you need to head off, but at the same time, ask for her number and instigate a date, then you can say, "Okay, cool, well, I've really enjoyed this conversation and I'd love to continue it. So let me take your number and then I can take you for a coffee or for a walk or whatever activity that you might have discussed during your conversation." It's an effortless thing. She's enjoying a conversation with you, you're enjoying a conversation with her, you've had a good laugh, and now you need to go and continue with your day. So don't overstay your welcome for too long, but create an opportunity for you to continue connecting in a more intentional way. So some final thoughts for you. This isn't just about getting the girl. This is about stepping into your power and your confidence as a man, so you can be the kind of man who can walk into any room or park or coffee shop or social event, it doesn't matter what it is, and you can go over and you can initiate an opportunity for connection to happen. You can make a woman feel seen and feel good, and you can own your intention to just connect without needing anything in return, because that is attractive. That is high value. And that's also how you start building real romantic and social success as a man. And if you're looking for more direct help and support with this journey of learning how to connect with women, to build your confidence and your conversational and social skills, then that is exactly why I work with men just like you. In my one-on-one coaching program, I work with men just like yourself to help them to build the communication skills, the confidence, the charisma, the dating skills, the social skills, so they can really step into their most high value self and approach and connect with women and all other people in their life with a much deeper sense of authenticity and confidence. If that sounds like something that you're curious to learn more about and explore, then do be sure to follow the link that's in the description below. That link is going to give you access to apply for a spot for a free roadmap call with me, where we can sit down and discuss all of the different things that are happening in your life right now that might be blocking you and stopping you from really stepping into your power and getting really clear on your goals and understanding what it is you really want. And for those of you who are happy sticking to YouTube and you just want to get more cool content like this, then go ahead and check out the video that's on screen now. This video is going to be telling you all about how you can start building charisma and more social presence when you do talk to people. And for those of you who are happy to just stick to YouTube and continue enjoying content here, then I recommend that you check out this video right here, which is going to build on this video because it's going to teach you how to work a room like a pro. Now, once you know how to work a room, any room, it's going to be so much easier for you to master going over and approaching any woman because you're going to be so practiced in talking to absolutely everybody. So go ahead and check out that video and build up your skills on working a room. I'll see you over there, and once again, thank you for watching. Bye.